Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our viewers, depending on where you are watching us from. We welcome you on Matters of Life. Here we educate ourselves, we learn a lot about things, about our lives. And today I'm your host, and my name is Mrs. Mary Linda Teduko. Today we are blessed to have our sister Rachel. Welcome here. And today our topic is very interesting. We believe everybody is going to be affected one way or the other in life. And our sister is here to help us. And our topic today is about menopause. Menopause. And so first of all, I will welcome my guest, Mrs. Rachel. Welcome. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I want you to introduce yourself. I've mentioned your name, but just tell us what you do before we move on with the question.
My name is Rachel Malcolm. I am an advanced nurse practitioner and I work in primary care, so GP practices. And my job involves looking after everyone with any condition really presenting. And most of the people who are coming are presenting also with what we call menopausal symptoms that can mimic other conditions too. So I'm sure we are going to sit down and hear all about it today.
Thank you for the introduction. Now, I think we have mentioned our topic, which is menopause. What is menopause at all? When you say menopause, what is it? Can you explain?
Menopause is a stage of life. We are born, we say this one is a toddler, then you grow up, this one is a child, then you come, you say this one is a teenager, then you say this one is a mother. As a woman, we all go through those stages. But it comes a time where a woman, we say that, oh, this woman now has reached of age, which is puberty. So that's when they start having period. And when that time comes to a stop, it's another stage. So you've given birth, you've had children, then comes a stage where that period stops. So when the period stops for over 12 months, that's when we say a woman has reached menopause. So really, it's a pause to the meno, which is the pause from bleeding.
Right.
So you pause from bleeding, and at that stage, yes.
Thank you so much. Interesting. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, what are some of the common symptoms of menopause?
So before we go to common symptoms of menopause, I would just say that menopause has its own stages.
Right.
So we say you are premenopausal, you are menopausal, then we say postmenopausal. So premenopause is when you start to see signs and symptoms, which we are going to mention. And this is neither here nor there. You bleed 1 month, you stay 3 months without bleeding, then you start again, then you stay. That is premenopausal period. Then when you reach that stage, now we know 12 months, no period, then we say you've reached menopause. But then after that is what we call post-menopause.
Okay.
That means you've reached menopause and we are very sure that you are no longer going to bleed. Then it comes post-menopause. And it is in these stages that you now see signs and symptoms. And I also want to mention that menopause for a woman can be between the age of 40 to 52.
Right.
In UK, we say 45 to 51.
Okay.
But it can happen anytime between 40 to 52. But those who go through menopause before 45, we say that it is called early menopause.
Okay.
Because it shouldn't happen. But other people, it happens. That's why it's important for us women to ask our mothers, when did you reach your menopause?
Right.
Because that can have a significant impact on us.
Right.
Because some of these things can be hereditary. Then also, just to mention, you can have what we call premature ovarian insufficiency. That also mimic menopause.
Okay.
But this just means that your ovaries are not working properly. That is a condition on its own.
Okay.
And it shouldn't be mixed with menopause. So for especially those who are starting their menopause at the age of 40, they need to be investigated properly to
Right.
make sure that they are not going through premature ovarian insufficiency.
Okay.
So they call it POI. So just to bring that in, because someone would say, what is happening to me? What is going on? I'm only 40. Please go to your GP, to go to your doctor and find out if you are suffering from this pure or premature ovarian insufficiency,
Okay.
or really you are an early menopause
Right.
starter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And the symptoms, do you get?
So the symptoms, we group them in different areas. So we've got those that we call vasomotor symptoms. Vasomotor symptoms are the ones that affect your body. So hot flashes, sweating. You could also have, this can affect your sleep.
Right.
So sleep deprivation, so hot flashes, you can have hot and cold now and again. Also, you experience excessive sweating, especially at night or even during the day. And then you have things like insomnia. So this is lack of sleep. And that can happen because of the hot flashes, but it can also happen on its own as insomnia. So you go through that. You can also go through anxiety and depression.
Right.
And you really feel like 1 minute you are all up, happy and going. The next minute, your mood just drops significantly. And that can have a significant impact on a woman, especially working women, those who are at home, those who are looking after children. So it can really have an impact on your life. Then beside the mood disorders, you also can have what we call a brain fog, forgetfulness. So this also is part of it. You go to the fridge and you're like, goodness, what happened? I came here for a reason. Now you can't remember anymore. You find that corporate mothers, corporate women go into a meeting and completely forgot what they were supposed to say. And it can have, it can make, and these are the things that can make someone actually go into depression, because they're like, what is happening to me? What is going on with me? You have women, I've known women who have actually committed suicide because of depression, because of menopause. So if you don't know, or people around you don't know, your children don't know what's going on, your husband doesn't know what is going on with you, then they'll just think, this woman has become crazy. Something is not right. So we need to really educate our women on these signs and symptoms.
Yeah. Thank you so much. By saying this, I think back home in Africa, I remember some of the old ladies at that time, we didn't know anything about menopause. And then when they're having the hot flashes, people who said, oh, she's a witch, talk, and then they will be beating them, we didn't know anything about menopause.
That's
And so
right,
we call them witch. And then coming to this country and knowing a little bit about menopause, and I realized that is what they were going through.
That's right.
They didn't know, we didn't know, and you were actually suffering from this thing. About the forgiveness and other symptoms, I just want to ask: does it cease? Does it go at a point, or is going to remain forever? Because
I
it
think
can be quite
pre-menopausal state, it's really, I think that's where a lot of people really suffer, because they don't really know what is going on. And at this point, you don't even know, how can I manage this? Old age or growing old, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that we should be celebrating. So we need to really put ourselves in a position whereby, how can I do this better? When you were a teenager, we are saying, go to school, learn so that you can become a better person. When you are okay, you are a mother now, these are the things that you need. But when it comes to menopause, it's like everybody's just looking at you like, get on with it. We've all gone through this, get on with it, which is not right as a society, really. So most of the times when you are going through these things, it's premenopausal. That's where you really, really, because what is happening is, so let's explain how how we get affected. You've got two hormones that are produced in your body. You've got estrogen and progesterone. Now, all these are produced because your ovaries are working properly. Your ovaries are producing eggs. It's at that time when your ovaries are producing eggs that send signal to your brain and say, okay, release this hormone, release that hormone. Okay. But when that stops, because what really happens in menopause is that your ovaries are reducing, the eggs are not being produced anymore. So there's no signals going to your brain to say, okay, give us estrogen. Okay, now progesterone can come out. That is not happening. So, but this process, it can take up to 7 years as per NICE, guidelines, up to 7 years. And some people, it can be 2 years, but it can take up to 7 years. So a lot of people say, how long will I go through premenopause? You can never know. It's all about your body and what it's doing. So you can't go by what someone else is telling you is happening. So between this period of 7 years, you are now having to maneuver and then negotiate your own body. Like, what do I do now? How do I? So you can't put a number to say, okay, this is how long it's going to take. Each person is different. So you can experience menopause. Everybody experiences in different ways. Some people don't even go through anything.
That's right.
Yes, they come on the other side. They're like, oh, it just happened. I didn't notice anything. Then you've got those who are really affected. But for those who are really affected, we are also going to talk about how this can actually affect you and why it is like that. So to say that when can it happen or how long will it take, really, it's a personal experience. But it can take up to 7 years. So you can start with maybe forgetfulness and all this. You will see yourself, something is not right, within myself. I'm not the same person. I'm sad. I used to be bubbly. You can't be bothered to go out. You just want to be by yourself. You want to close the door and shut everybody out. Kids can become irritating. Your husband can become irritating. And at this point, it's really important. When you know that something in me is changing, that's the time to seek help and allow others to also help you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mommy. I was going to have ask how does it affect our body, but I think you've talked a lot
That's
about
right,
that.
yes,
You've said a lot about that. And are there any natural remedies or lifestyle changes that can help with menopause?
Yes. First things first. As I said earlier on, menopause can be hereditary, the way it would happen. So it's very important to know what our mothers went through, because that informs us, okay, it might happen to me, that maybe I can go through early menopause. So maybe at 45, you've stopped bleeding. And also you hear a lot of people, oh, my mother went through this and this one went through this. So it's very important that we understand our background, that to see what have I inherited that could actually affect me. So that's the first thing. The second thing, the way menopause would affect people who are what we call obese. So people who are carrying a lot of weight is different from the way it will affect someone who is slimmer.
Okay.
Because if you are obese, you already have issues with sleep as you grow older. You already have issues with sweat and all that. So people who are obese mainly have these issues. It affects them worse than those who are of average weight. So obesity is a big issue. Okay. So if you know I'm going through menopause and you find that they are the ones who are affected most with vasomotor symptoms. So hot flashes, night sweats, just sweating in general because of this, because it's a metabolic issue in the end, really. So that's one thing. So if you know that I'm going through, then we need to start thinking, okay, what are you eating? What are you eating? We know that as we grow older, our body, the way it works, the way it breaks down food changes, it slows down. So the things that needs to be broken, the food that we are eating that needs to be broken, you find that carbohydrate is a big problem. So as you grow older, really, it is very important that we reduce our carbohydrate intake. So anything that can produce sugar in our body, we need to start thinking about it. I know we love our banku, and we love our kenke, and we love our different foods. In Malawi, it's sima, your rices, your jollof, your fried rice. We are not saying stop eating because it's your natural food. That's what you've grown up to know. But we are saying reduce your portion. So your portion sizes for carbohydrates needs to be looked into. So as a woman, as I said, our body is already slowing down. So we need to think what can help that body to work harder. So are you eating fruits? Are you eating vegetables? What kind of vegetables are you eating? Because people say, oh, I'll eat broccoli all day, but it has been proven that even broccoli can make you put on weight. So you need to think, how am I cooking my vegetables? I know my mothers, they can cook until there's no nutrient left in that food.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I
right,
mean?
yes, yeah.
So are you overcooking your food? Is there anything that is coming out of that? Because if you overcook your food, that means every nutrient
There's
is
no
gone.
nutrients,
You've bent it. Really, in the end, what you're putting in is your body just to store it as fat. So it's not even doing anything in your body.
Okay.
Same with fruits. There are fruits that we call that can increase your blood sugars quickly, and there are fruits that actually helps you. So a lot of people say that all the fruits that are
Sugary.
sugary, small, they are the ones that actually shoot up your blood sugars.
Okay.
So then you have we call it the name has just gone out of it, but it's glycemic index. So you reach your glycemic index quicker than other fruits that you eat. Apple is the best fruit.
Okay.
Cuts across in any way, children, adults, apple is the best fruit.
That has a little bit sugar in it.
It has a little bit of sugar, but it's more also of the fiber, which helps you empty your stomach quicker.
Okay.
Banana, you have to eat banana as it is ripening. But ripe bananas straight away shoots up your glycemic index. And I always see this, my husband and my daughter, they take banana, then they will take peanuts, then they'll sit there and they will cut it. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, hey, what are you doing to your body? And they'll sit there and they'll eat. And the two of them just like this,
It goes with the peanuts.
with peanuts, and then they will be cutting it and eating it. I'm like, I see, you're enjoying yourselves. But we all need to think about what we are eating. Then it comes to drinks, coffee, all the caffeinated drinks that we drink, tea, and all these things, they all have an impact on how we manage our menopause.
Right.
So it's best to drink. You can drink your fruit teas, but even green tea that everybody's drinking has got more caffeine than anything.
Green tea.
So you really need to look at if it says non-decaffeinated or something like that.
Right,
But green tea also has caffeine in it.
Okay.
But every other fruit tea doesn't.
The plant-based
The
ones,
plant-based
that
don't.
is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So you have that. Then you've got the sugary drinks, obviously. Our Coke and Sprite, and no matter. Don't let anyone fool you that this is zero Coke.
That's it.
They have worked on it so much that there is nothing left. You don't even know what chemicals they're actually putting instead of you. Nowadays, they're even advising us to drink full Coke. Just drink full Coke. Then you're drinking. You're drinking instead of this diet and all these things, because all these have got an effect on our body.
Wow.
So you really need to think of so many things that we can do. The list is not exhausted. Right. It's a lot that we can do. A lot of women now, to add to that, there are some vitamins that can help you. So one thing I didn't mention on the some of the symptoms, the biggest one that I didn't mention is vaginal dryness.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's a
vaginal
serious
dryness
one.
is a serious one because this is breaking marriages. This is what really, if our men do not understand what we are going through, it can really become a big problem. And as a mother or as a wife or as a woman going through that, you really need to know what is going on with you. You know, estrogen helps us in a lot of ways, regulating our own blood pressure, the way our heart works, and the way blood vessels work. So when your estrogen is taken away, all those duties of estrogen have been taken away. So the blood supply to your vaginal canal kind of is limited. So what you get is what we call atrophy, meaning something has shrunk.
Okay.
So the more supple, the way we used to be as a girl and all that, you now become, your vagina becomes so thin. And that predisposes you to infections. It can make sex really painful. It can also be a bedrock of infection.
Okay.
So if a woman does not know what's happening, all of a sudden I'm just getting urinary tract infection, vaginal discharge. What's going on with me? This could be the culprit, really, that you have reached menopause, you are dry, but if you don't get support and you don't speak to your doctor to see what they can do about it, then you find that women are sitting there suffering in silence without even knowing what is going on. And in our way as Christians, this is something that you will not hear it in church, and some people will not even bring it to their pastors to say there is a problem. And if the church is not educated, especially in marriages, if we are not educating, because we go for counseling
That's it.
before you start your marriage. But when you go along, there is no more counseling left for you. So programs like these are very important to be held in our churches so that our husbands can be educated and our mothers can be educated too.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I think I've asked in a way, how long does, the menopause, like I think you have showed a bit, like you have
Yes,
explained
yes,
it,
yeah, yeah.
how long does, so the symptoms that is the symptoms that last for 7 years,
This
but the menopause itself,
menopause itself is the same.
okay,
So some people 1 year things are working fine. All of a sudden you've seen this has changed. I'm not having my period again. Before you know it, you've stopped. But provided it has stopped for 1 year, okay, that's menopause.
Right.
Now menopause will be menopause. But symptoms, I came across a woman last week, I think 75-year-old, and she's still taking HRT. 75. So it's still affecting her. She said she tried to stop, but all the symptoms came back.
Oh,
And she had a menopause at 52.
wow.
So you're talking of 75 years later, she's still taking HRT.
Wow.
So you cannot put a lead on it and say, okay, this will stop this time.
Right.
But 7 years has been the mean average
Right.
of most individuals. Yes.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, Adam. What are the risks and benefits of hormonal
Contraception.
contraception or replacement therapy?
Yeah. So with hormonal therapy, as per UK guidance, the National Clinic of Excellence and Care, they believe that hormonal replacement therapy is the best above all.
Right.
So we should encourage our women to really go and get HRT.
Okay.
However, Black women, most of us, we don't qualify because of our make. So obesity is a big issue. So HRT can be given to people, But there is categories that you have to go through. There are things you have to go through. There are tests that you have to go through. Are you hypertensive? Then it's not recommended for you. So if you suffer from hypertension, are you obese over 35 of your BMI? So we look at all these things because it can increase your risk for stroke. It can increase your risk for venous thrombosis. It can increase your risk for headaches. So do you suffer from headache? So if you suffer from headache, it can increase your headaches. You see, so all these things, that's why you have to to sit down with the nurse and sit down and go through all these things to make sure that you are suitable for that hormonal replacement therapy. But also, as you grow up, those who have used combined contraception and it never gave them problems, you find that they are suitable for HRT.
Okay.
But those who, some of us cannot even take a pill. I can't take a pill because it affects me really heavily. So I can't use any hormonal. So that's not even a question for me. I can't go there and start asking for that. But not only that, with hormonal replacement therapy, you've got estrogen. Then you take progesterone to protect your womb. Plus, you also, some people would take testosterone. But I don't think in UK we are advised to prescribe testosterone. So people who do it, most of them do it privately. Yeah. So it's really just having an education for yourself and understanding. There are people whom HRT who do people swear by it because it just makes them a new person. You know, everything that they thought that they had lost, you know, and it, like I said, with everything that we do, it's an individual experience. So how does it affect you? How would it affect me? So just because the next woman is doing it and it's working for her, it doesn't mean that it will work for you. So that's where we have to look at. And there are so many different types of HRT, so many. And there are so many doses. So your doctor will start you at the lowest dose and they will increase as it goes along.
Thank you so much for that insight. Thank you so much. We will take a commercial break and we'll be back. Hi, welcome back. Today we are discussing about menopause, and we have our mommy Rachel here with us. I think we've asked so many questions that she's answered all those questions. And I think before we went for the break, we were touching on the hormonal this in which you explained, contraceptions there. Yeah, and I also want to ask, can menopause affect our mental state, mental health?
Yes. So as we mentioned earlier on, that some of the symptoms could be symptoms of anxiety and depression. And when we say anxiety, we need to describe it because it's just a word that is being thrown everywhere. But it's a state of mind whereby you just feel like overexcitation to the point that it can really, some people, it can grip them so hard that they just feel like something bad is about to happen. And because of that, they are trying to do everything else to make sure that it's like you're trying to hold your world in your hand and it's slipping away. That's how a lot of women have measured. So you have days whereby you're just overexcited. And that overexcitation could go to food. So you eat a lot. You can eat and eat and eat non-stop. Any little thing, you are really, it's like you're on the edge. You are on the edge all the time. Even a small thing. Have you done this? No, I have not done it. Oh my God, should I have done it? And but it's overwhelming to the point that you yourself has got no control over how you react to things, how you react to the world, how you react to situations. Normal situations that you would have brushed off becomes an issue. Worst with depression is the opposite. So you are withdrawn. You can withdraw from your husband, from your children, from your friends, from church, and you will stay at home by yourself. You just want your own company.
Always isolated.
I'm almost isolated. And sometimes the mood can be so low that you are almost having suicidal thoughts. I'm not worth living. I shouldn't be here. And when you come to us, we ask you, have you had thoughts of harm? And have you got a plan for how you're going to harm yourself? Have you got a plan of how you're going to do it? Just to really get to the bottom of how far and deep you have gone into depression. And many times you go to the GP, they'll give you antidepressants. And they are treating depression. What they are forgetting is that it's a hormonal problem. Okay, which I'm not dismissing the fact that one can go into depression. That's not what I'm saying. But it's very important that we really explore our health and find out what is it really that is going on with me. The things you used to love, go out with friends, you're not doing it anymore. You don't want, your husband comes near you, you don't want anything. You just want to be by yourself. So it's very important that even our husbands, we sit down and listen to these kind of programs, because it's very educating to them, and they'll be able to help you in time of that need and know what is going on. When men sit down and listen to this program, they say, I understand now. Oh God, I treated my wife wrongly because I thought something was wrong with her. Like, what is wrong with you? My husband would go every night outside to make sure I've closed the car windows because they are down. Our neighbor would take a picture of the car because I've left the door open, or the kids have left the door open. So every night before we go, he will go and go around the car and say, "Is this car?" But because it's noticed that I keep on forgetting these important things. But if you don't know that, okay, something is going on with my wife, you will not be able to help them. So if you, and the amount of what's wrong with you will never answer that question, because really, as far as she's concerned, there's nothing wrong with her. So sometimes you just have to really like guide them along. Let's go to the GP, let's go to the doctors, let's just go, let them just explore. Maybe it's menopause, maybe it's something deeper, so it's really important. So it can, then the forgetfulness can be a big business.
That's right. I don't argue anymore.
You don't argue.
I'll end up being the,
That's right.
failure. So
he says, Mom, but you said, Mom. No, I didn't say that, but they can see. I will be like on the phone to my sister, and I'm talking, and I'm asking Kezia, where's my phone? And Kezia will just be shaking her. It's like, it's in your ear, Mom.
And you're like, for 30 minutes I was looking for what I was talking on the phone, going about looking for
what is going on.
And about the men's one, I think it would be good for them to be around in such a program. Because I remember there was a program, I don't know if you are the one who gave the talk on menopause.
Yes.
After we finished, a man went on his knees crying and begging for his wife
to forgive him.
I did not know you were going through
this,
and I was treating you,
Yes.
And it was so emotional,
It was very emotional.
Yeah. I believe our men, our husbands also have to, listen to this
right.
So that you'll be able to help and understand
what a woman is
going through.
Because I remember very well that case, and I remember that it was really a case of getting somewhere, and the woman has forgotten her handbag and her phone. So the husband has to go back to get it. I said, how come you keep on forgetting? This is the most important thing in your life. But he didn't understand that actually what my wife is going through is menopause. It's just forgetfulness. It's this, and I'm telling you, when that brain fog, I've experienced it. When that brain fog comes, you cannot remember. You can search in your brain for a name and you cannot find it.
That's true.
You can search. It's like someone has put a wall and nothing can pass through that wall. So it can be very frustrating,
I
not only
know.
for you, but for individual. And I remember one doctor said it was his day off. It was her day off, sorry. It was her day off, and she drove all the way to work.
Wow.
So when she got to the room, someone else is using the room. Then she said, why? He says, but you are off today. She even forgot that it's her day off.
My goodness.
Eh?
This is
It's
terrible.
serious.
That's serious.
So, but there are ways of coping with that. If you are not a person, I'm not a calendar person, but I'm not
Yeah, that's the writing things down.
and taking notes person. I'm not. I work much with my brain.
Right. Okay.
So everything is up
better.
here. And I have to remember this and that. But as time goes on, I'm like, I need to find that pen and paper. You go to the shop, you have to write everything. If you have meetings, you have to write everything. If you are in a position to employ someone to support you, then do so. Because young girls remember everything. Their mind is active. So don't withhold from helping yourself. Always find a way of working on those things. And then there are things that you can do too. And they are like multivitamins that you can take.
Okay.
I don't advise people to buy a 1-tablet vitamin.
Okay.
Because you don't know the amount you need to sustain yourself. And what they put in it is what they call recommended dose. So are the recommended dosage of whatever, it's this one. But they've added all of them together. So it's very important. A lot of women would swear by vitamin E, magnesium, vitamin C and D. They would also take vitamin B for energy. So vitamin B core, most of the times added to that for energy. I know a lot of women take about 7 tablets.
Wow.
A day, just to keep going. And I remember I used to work in an office where it was an open office. And all of us would come from field and come back to the office. And whilst we are putting our notes together, then we'll be talking about menopause. And everyone would say, this helped me, this helped me. So I started compiling which vitamin C's and then people are taking those things and they are helping them. They are helping them. So magnesium is a yes. Vitamin E for skin. So one thing I didn't mention is also our skin. Our skin become very dry.
Right.
So you really need to identify what works for. There's several products out there. And I know it reached a point where my face, I could not recognize it because it was so dry. And I had tried everything until something worked. So now I know what works for me. But I had tried different things
before you.
So you have to really try and try different things. And, they say black skin don't crack. but sometimes you really need, especially the dryness is a big issue with black skin. So you really need to know what is rich. So what I've started doing myself is I get my butter from Ghana.
Right.
So I have a tub, shea butter. Then I have almond oil. I'll go and buy a big tub of almond oil, put it together. Then I would add vanilla drops, put it together. Then I would cook up my own oil. My children nowadays, they don't want to use any other oil. So apart from the one I make myself in the house. And I've seen that that's working on our skin because I know what ingredients are going into that oil. I use that for hair, I use that for skin. So nowadays no one wants to use any other thing. They're just using our own natural products and making sure. Because shea butter on its own it's very good, but sometimes the smell
I know.
can put people off. So it's just knowing.
You can add some free, like a spray.
That's why I add mine. I add vanilla.
Right.
I add vanilla oil to it, and then with almond oil and all that. So it's really important that we look after our skin. And as we grow older, because of that metabolic effect that estrogen was giving us, and is taken away, you find that we are in more position to develop things like hypertension, diabetes, and all that, because what was helping us cushion our metabolism is no longer there. So we really need to work hard on how we are looking after ourselves, and that goes on our skin. It shows in our skin. What you eat actually shows on your skin.
Right.
That's why when you eat a lot of peanuts and what have you, you come out with
Yeah,
pimples.
that's right.
You know, because it's reflected in our skin. How does it? Our skin is used. It's like it takes away all the toxins. You know, so whatever you put in is what's gonna come
Come
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, Mommy. We've
You're
learned a lot
welcome.
today,
You're
and
welcome.
I want to give you maybe 1 or 2 minutes to, run everything up. I mean, as I think we've done with all our questions, but anything you want to say to the, for the general public,
Yes.
anything that we did not ask, or any advice, as you're about to run everything up, if you have any other advice, we'll give you 1 minute to do that.
I just want to say that going through menopause is not a thing of shame. It's an exciting time for a woman, and to embrace it. Do you want to be wearing pads for the rest of your life? No, you don't want that. You want a time when you are free.
from,
You know, you
bleeding.
can go for swimming any day you want. You can go for run anytime you want. You can do all sorts of things. You know, and it's a time that needs to be celebrated, not a time that you need to be, oh my God, I'm going to go through menopause. And just like we've said, know the signs and symptoms of menopause, so premenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. So one thing that I didn't mention is, if you start your period again after you've stopped, then something is wrong. So you need to go to your doctors as soon as possible.
That's another topic on its own.
That's right. So post-menopause, you shouldn't be bleeding. It shouldn't happen. And when it happens, it's an alarm. So you need to go and see your GP. You need to go and see your doctor. So, and with that, with everything that we do, lifestyle is a big issue. It's a big issue. It can make your menopause worse. It can make your menopause better. So knowing what to eat, what not to eat, exercise, and all these things. And it's very hard to lose weight when you are in a pre or postmenopausal stage, because your natural way of losing weight is no longer there. So we benefit more from reducing our carbohydrates and exercise more than really. You can run as much as you like. You hear people have tried everything, it's not working. It's not working because something is not working within us. So we need to find ways of what works. But as I said, what works for one does not work for other. So it's really finding your niche, finding yourself. Where am I at in my menopausal journey? That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Mami. We are so blessed to have you on our program today, and we are blessed with so many things that you have said. As women, everybody will go through, and so if you have learned something, please practice it. Also share it for your brother or your sister to also get it, so that when they are going through menopause, they will know what to do. We are so grateful also to have you on the program watching us at this time, and we pray that we will come again with another topic, interesting topic that will also bless you. So at this time, I want to thank you for watching, and we will see you on our next episode. Take care and God bless. Bye.